Hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share a few tips for those of you that are going to happy hour, but you don't want to drink. A lot of people abstain from drinking for a variety of reasons. For me, it was nutritional. I was cutting out alcohol. I didn't like the sugar. I didn't like the carbs. I didn't like the calories. And I found it to be a quick way to get a lot of gains without some work. But other people might cut out things because maybe they're trying to move on from an addiction, or maybe they're pregnant, which I can't relate to, but for whatever reason you're trying to cut it out or cut it down. Today's video, I'm going to share some of the tips that I've used to successfully navigate the dynamics of a happy hour when I don't choose to drink any alcohol. But let's recognize that this is a hard mountain to conquer. We're social creatures. When everybody around us is doing something, we want to do that too. And not drinking at a happy hour is a little weird and sometimes gives off a signal that you're worried that people are going to judge you, or maybe you're worried about not having fun. Well, hopefully those are myths. But usually the benefits of going to a happy hour are worth learning how to navigate the happy hour without drinking. For instance, you're going to meet more people at a happy hour at your workplace, and this networking can benefit you long term because you start to meet people around the company that you don't normally interact with. Another benefit is you get the tea on people sometimes, gossip, drama, that whole thing. You can be a little more privy to the dynamics of the office, which leads into learning about how influence works, who's at the actual power, who's making the decisions around the workplace that maybe can help your career. And if nothing else, you can have a little fun and meet some people and be a little more social, and that's usually a pretty good thing to have. My favorite part of going to happy hours or after work events is actually to deepen the relationships with people that I work with. My first tip is to just be honest and be confident about your answer. If you're willing to share the reason that you're doing it, which maybe you're not, but if you are, it's okay to share that. No one's gonna hold you to the stakes and burn you alive just because you decided not to drink alcohol. It's a personal decision, and you really don't have to defend that to anybody, but it's a conversation piece. And by being honest and being confident in that, you're actually building trust, because people will see that side of you, which may be viewed as a vulnerability, or you're just doing something most people don't do. And a lot of people look highly and favorably upon that. I found that when I told people I wasn't drinking because I was trying to be a little more active with my health and I was really watching what I was putting into my body, people were really receptive to that, and they would share their journeys and some of the things that they've learned about nutrition along the way. And it just changed the entire topic of conversation. It wasn't about the fact that I wasn't drinking anymore. It was just an interesting thing because it moved us naturally into an interesting conversation. My second tip is know your order ahead of time. If you're worried about what to do when you get there, sometimes in the moment you can act a little bit impulsively and maybe order something that you didn't mean to order to fit in, like that social pressure. So it's better to go in prepared. I'm gonna order a pop, or I'm gonna order a club soda with lime. There's a lot of options that aren't alcoholic, and if you kind of have a game plan going in, that works really well because then you're already ready to give your order when it's time to do that. My third tip's a little more secretive, and that's if you're worried about people discovering that you're not drinking alcohol, then go to the bar, if there is a bar, and order that directly. And then you take all the attention off of you, when you're going around the table and everybody's talking about their orders, you can just kind of do that quietly, like start with water at the table, excuse yourself, I'm gonna go get a drink, order what you're gonna order and bring it back to the table, and that keeps it a little more low key. My next tip is for people who are trying to not give in to the temptation of drinking for whatever reason, but staying longer is gonna do that. It's good to have an out plan, a reason that you have to excuse yourself. Now, you don't have to give a reason for why you're leaving. You can just say, well, it's about time for me to go. But if you want something a little more comprehensive, you can make plans. And that can limit the amount of time that you're exposing yourself to a situation that may be causing a lot of stress or anxiety or temptation that you don't want. And by having an out, you just go. You don't ever have to tell anybody. And in my opinion, no time is too early to leave. So a few bonus tips for those of you who want to be extremely secretive, or maybe you're pregnant and you're just trying to hide the fact of it. There's the old bathroom pour trick where you order a normal drink, but every so often you excuse yourself to go to the restroom and you pour a little bit out so the drink goes down over the night. It looks like you're drinking it, but you're actually just wasting your beverage. The other option is to get there early, talk to the bartender, and agree on a code, tell them what you're doing, and then say, when I order a rum and coke, make it a virgin rum and coke. Or when I order whatever, make it this instead of that. And then you can order drinks all night, but the bartender is actually serving you something that fits with your current philosophy. Seems like a lot of work to me, and I guess I would worry about the bartender forgetting the code, or that someone's shift ends and someone comes in and you know, the next thing you know, you're actually sipping the alcohol that you were trying to avoid in the first place. So all that effort gets wasted, but that is an option for you if you want to go that route. You could also lie or say you have an allergy or you have a tannin sensitiveness, you know, whatever it is. You can just straight up lie about why you're not drinking and make it very public that you're not drinking for these reasons. You know, that usually doesn't go over that well, and depending on the group you're with, they may give you a hard time for that if they know that it's not true. And the final tip is to get an opaque can or glass or whatever it is, go to the bathroom, pour the whole thing out, refill it with water, make sure you dry off the water spots on the side, and then it looks like you're drinking all night. You're actually just drinking water all night. Anyways, I don't have any experience with those tips, but if that's something you want to try, let me know how it works out. But I think happy hour is an important ritual that we take part in at work. It builds relationships by avoiding them completely because you either maybe don't like your coworkers or you don't want to put yourself in that situation. Like, I get that, I understand that, but I think it's actually a really important thing, an important way to meet your leaders, to meet your peers, to network. It helps your career out, helps you understand a little more context about your job a lot of times. But I digress. That's all I have today. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it interesting, helpful, useful, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll see you next time.